we've returned to the Philippines to resume production. Francis hopes to finish shooting in the early fall.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most difficult documentaries to film.
Why do you have to do something unnecessarily? If you would have kept it over here, William, look at me.
For this list, we'll be looking at any nonfiction film that was considered hard to make. We'll look at factors like grueling schedules, dangerous circumstances, and obstacles that hindered the production. Did we miss one of your favorite documentaries? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Free Solo. Filmmaker's charted climber Alex Honnold's unprecedented ascent of El Capitan. His risky climb was completed free solo, which means he didn't have any safety gear.
That's pretty much what free soloing El Cap is like. You have to do it perfectly.
As a result, the camera crew needed to rig their equipment so they didn't disturb Honnold. Along with the physical constraints of the project, the climber and crew dealt with the danger. Viewers squeamish about heights will definitely find the feats on display to be very challenging viewing. If you think it was tense to watch, imagine how the camera crew felt as they documented the precarious feats. Taking hours to complete, each camera position needed to be perfected to capture each precise moment. Throughout Free Solo, the edge-of-your-seat thrills and intricate photography make for one of cinema's scariest ascents.
Blowing through the mountains in the ways that you do with Alex is addicting.
Number 9. Harlan County, USA. Director Barbara Koppel's Oscar-winning documentary covers a 1973 mining strike in Kentucky. The film follows the local miners and their wives as they fight the poor working conditions at the Duke Power Company mine. While filming a massive strike demands a ton of strategy and organization, the crew were also right alongside the strikers every step of the way. As company men drive their cars through the picket lines, cameras stand strong to capture the moment. Not only that, a group of thugs shoot at the strikers late at night while the filmmakers capture it all. Putting herself in danger, Koppel managed to tell this endearing story of human determination and was rightfully rewarded for it. Number 8. Restrepo. Embedded with an army regiment in Afghanistan, directors Tim Hetherington and Sebastian Junger captured the day-to-day grind of U.S. soldiers abroad. Within this setting, the constant threat of attack hangs over the troops and the filmmakers that tell their story. A particularly stressful part of the film has cameras show part of a real operation where one soldier lost their life. While other documentaries about wars are told through archive footage and interviews, this one gives viewers a first-hand and visceral look at the conflict.
He sucks, dude.
For skillfully executing a complex shoot in a less than hospitable environment, Restrepo deserves praise for its uncompromising results.
I still obviously haven't figured out how to deal with it inside.
Number 7. Hearts of Darkness. A Filmmaker's Apocalypse. When she began filming a behind-the-scenes documentary about Apocalypse Now, Eleanor Coppola had no idea how hellish the whole thing would become.
It's getting hotter as we move into summer. Every day the project seems to get bigger.
The first-time filmmaker documented her husband Francis Ford Coppola as he attempted to salvage the seemingly cursed project. Through budget overruns, inclement weather, and health scares, the director continued to document the on-set disasters.
The set was like 80% demolished. It's like mud up to the knees.
It's harrowing to see both the state of the production and Coppola's sanity in such rough shape. With help from George Hickenlooper and Fax Barr, the editing was finally completed over a decade later with newly filmed interviews. It's a testament to Eleanor Coppola that she persevered and pushed forward to complete the project.
I think this film was all about risking your money, risking your sanity.
Number 6. Hoop Dreams. The seminal sports documentary Hoop Dreams follows the journey of two black Chicago teenagers as they're recruited to play basketball.
Basketball has to be second to your academics. If you don't get your grades, you're not going to play.
Filmed over several years, the in-depth movie explores the economic and social effects on Arthur Agee and William Gates. Vying for the NBA, the two players and their families make a number of sacrifices to play for a prestigious high school.
I look up on the scoreboard. My name is not even on there anymore.
Director Steve James's extensive shooting schedule gave the project a ton of rich content while also making the laborious effort look easy. Through hundreds of hours of personal moments and basketball games, the film manages to weave everything together in a masterclass of direction. Ultimately, the filmmaker's perseverance paid off. The movie easily stacks up against the best sports documentaries ever. Number 5. Burden of Dreams. Burden of Dreams reveals the insurmountable odds against Werner Herzog on the set of his film Fitzcarraldo. Documentary legend Les Blank follows the filmmaker as he deals with unruly cast members and an insane production in Peru.
If I abandoned this project, I would be a man without dreams.
Herzog schemes his way through a series of complications, including having to restart the film from scratch after losing his original cast. However, these problems are nothing compared to the difficulty of towing a real boat up the side of a hill.
After months of work using heavier equipment and a new engineering crew from Lima, he pulled the ship to the top of the hill.
The movie is ultimately a combination of wildly humorous mistakes and uncompromising artistry. Its honest approach makes sure we all see the unplanned horrors that come with filmmaking. Capturing the despair and determination of the artistic process, Burden of Dreams recounts it all in strenuous detail. Number 4. Citizen 4. If you've ever wondered about the story behind Edward Snowden's historic 2013 data leak, Citizen 4 recounts the tale exactly as it unfolded.
We could watch drone videos from our desktops. As I saw that really hardened me to action.
The former consultant to the NSA met with director Laura Poitras in Hong Kong. Once on camera, he unleashed revelations about government surveillance for the first time. Snowden's words had the potential to put everyone involved in legal predicaments or worse.
Not knowing what's going to happen the next day, the next hour, the next week. It's scary, but at the same time, it's liberating.
The footage gets especially frightening when the filmmakers, journalists, and the whistleblower plan their escape from the city. As a particularly important snapshot of history, Citizen 4 captures a courageous crew and subject, risking it all for the greater good.
That's really dangerous.
Number 3. The Act of Killing. Director Joshua Oppenheimer took an entirely unique and perilous path to recount the mass deaths that occurred in Indonesia. The director asked former squad leaders to reenact their crimes in artfully staged recreations. While risking his own safety, Oppenheimer asked the ones who took lives to confront their most violent tendencies in a risky scenario. Ultimately, the documentary reaches a cathartic moment for the men on screen as they contemplate their sins.
Dalam jalan, saya bayangin kok saya tidak tutup. Hanya itu yang kenapa saya tidak tutup dia punya mata?
This film has a gripping companion piece from the victim's point of view. Equally difficult and praiseworthy, The Look of Silence had the same filmmaker asking those who suffered most to give their take. Between its groundbreaking construction and fearless creators, The Act of Killing remains one of the landmark documentaries of the 2010s.
Karma itu seperti hukum alam dia.
Number 2. Shoah. It's fair to say that any documentary, no matter the subject or length, will be a challenging experience. This is even more apparent with Shoah, a 9-hour film exploring the Holocaust. The 11-year project contains tons of emotional interviews and copious amounts of research. Both the perspectives of the victims and the perpetrators in Nazi-occupied Poland were shown to give a deep dive into the event. What began as a shorter project grew exponentially as the director continued to record witnesses.
The people hastened in the streets. They didn't want to be in the street. You could see the streets were absolutely empty.
It's apparent that the length of the production, along with the subject matter, was incredibly difficult to complete. Listed as one of the most comprehensive documentaries ever, the commitment of Shoah produced a daunting and detailed look into history.
Constantly, people from the heart of Europe were disappearing, and they were arriving to the same place.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number
1. The Up series. In 1964, Filmmakers followed the lives of 14 British children in the documentary 7 Up.
They're like any other children, except that they come from startlingly different backgrounds.
The crew returned 7 years later to examine the resulting changes in their lives. As a testament to the series' creators, the project continued in 7-year intervals until 2019. Among the longest documentary series ever, director Michael Apted and his collaborators made history with an extensive decades-long production examining the complexities of the aging process.
Well, I would have given my right arm at the time to become a jockey, but now, well, I wasn't good enough.
This incredibly large time commitment wouldn't be possible without the painstaking devotion of the crew and the continued cooperation of the subjects. Unparalleled in its runtime and scope, this series represents the pinnacle of difficult documentary filmmaking.
But I was absolutely taken aback, completely, genuinely shocked at what I saw as the level of malice and ill will directed towards me.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.